I've been playing like my Master League with my Leeds United team. Obviously, you can see I haven't done the kits for this yet. Not all of them. I've been doing them bit by bit, but PES players, please get together and show what PES is. Show it, because I'm personally sick. I don't know if you are, but I am. I'm personally sick of reading reviews about games that say, yeah, they're brilliant, they're amazing, all this sort of stuff. I mean, this one, literally, if you Google search PES 2016 and reviews, you'll get scores of 9 and 9.5 given out by reviewers. You will. Okay, right, PES players, call on the reviewers, what were you playing? What were they playing? Let's show the world how broken PES is, and PES is broken in this game, right? My Leeds team have the teamwork of something like 95, and this QPR side have a teamwork of something like 97, and I'm at my ground, not that it makes any difference in PES, which is something that I think it should do. I think home advantage and away, games should have some kind of effect. But this is just fucking ridiculous. I mean, really ridiculous. He's scoring a fucking goal by fouling my player. And they've won the match. Literally, I mean, this is in injury time. 93 minutes have been played. The game is... when I go to kick-off, the game will end. And I've lost the match through this. And literally, since I made my substitutions in around, the 65th minute of the game clock time, QPR have gone into hyperdrive. It's gone into absolute hyperdrive. It's been so fast and so ridiculous in the manipulation of my passes and everything else. Just simple passes to a white shirt next to my player has been manipulated, and I'm on full manual passing. I should have 100. I'm really mad. I am mad. I should have full control. Manual passing should do what it says on the tin, where I'm responsible, and by my inputs, if I make a mistake, so be it. I don't want it ripped away from me. I don't have anything there's no assists on the bar. It should be fully my directional input. And the game is fucking well taking it away from me. What kind of a fucked up game is that? I tell you, one that gets good reviews. Reviewers, did you see this? When you have a pad in your hand to control a game, and your inputs do not do anything, or they are manipulated, it's not a game, is it? I put a link to a 30-day rule about broken video games, where the consumer can take a broken video game back to the shop and get a full refund within 30 days. I put a link to that in one of my videos. It's which one is it? It's the league match of Pallet Town, so it's a 2-0 victory against Pallet Town in the league. And I've also put a link to a video that is important viewing, I feel, for game players. Certainly it ties in with this, where it got good reviews and stuff. Now, I don't understand. If your job is to tell people what is right and wrong with a video game, I don't understand what happens to you when you write your review and you don't talk about this stuff. Right? So all those reviews that you can Google search, PES 2016 reviews, and you come up with scores of 9.5 and 9, right? None of them, and I'll bet none of them mention shit like this. I bet none of them do. Now, I don't know why. I bet none of them mentioned about, in this piece of defending, I pressed my square button to clear the ball, believe it or not. Right, here, I was pressing my square button to clear the ball. Do you see the ball being cleared as my player touches it? Do you see that? No. because the AI programming overrode it because it's gone in 100-mile-an-hour cheat mode just to try and force a goal for QPR. Well, it did, right? And Konami programmed it that way. It did, and Konami programmed it that way. They programmed it so that when I'm sat on my arse in my lounge, like I'm doing now, and I press the square button on my controller when I'm playing PES, it does fuck all when it's in this mode. That's what they programmed. So when I read those reviews and they said, oh yeah, this is brilliant, this is the best game ever, and I handed over my cash at the counter, essentially I was conned, and so were you. Right. This is wrong. It's wrong, 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 wrong. And games reviewers ought to be fucking well ashamed of themselves. So I'm going to ask, and I'm going to ask again, did they get paid? Did they take a backhander to ensure positive reviews? Because that link I put to Event Status's video, which is essential viewing for gamers, points to the psychology of good games reviews. It points to the good games reviews and the cash injection that's gained by the seller, by the developer and that, because of the good reviews over the counter at launch. Okay? Right? It does. Right? It's food for thought. Because I don't believe, if I was reviewing a game, I don't believe I could ignore shit like this. Right? My channel is like just basically uploads from my PS4. That's all it is. It's about PES because I love games and I'm passionate about games. I don't get paid by anybody. I don't want anybody making money from my channel, and I don't make money from it myself because it's just about passion. It's about games. That's it. You know, and you know, well, you can see for yourself. I know PES players have experienced all kinds of stuff with PES. Right, and 2016 apparently is lauded as perhaps being the best PES ever. Really, people, look, and I've lost the match because of that. Now, yeah, I'm a bloke, I'm a grown bloke, right, and this makes me very frustrated as a games player. I've been playing games since I was programming them in at 11 years old. I'm in my 40s now. You know, games have been a huge part of my life. And I'm very passionate about games still in my 40s. I'm very passionate about them. This would make me mad as an 11-year-old. Whether I'd be playing on this kind of difficulty at 11, you know, remains to be seen. You know, that's one that I'll never know. But this is not difficulty. It's not difficulty. This is just blatant cheating, right? It's cheating. And there's no other word for it. It's disgraceful. 9 out of 10. It's not even a game. If you can't control it on your pad, if your inputs don't do anything, how can you play it? How is that labelled as a game? The industry should have standards, and it should be made, it should be forced to meet those standards. Because if you're a games player and you're trying to play that, it's going to do one thing: make you upset and make you mad. The 30-day rule is not enough. It's not enough. Because, you know, some things you don't find out until you start, you know, like doing different things with the game. How can you know everything that the game does in 30 days? You might have been playing something else. You might have had other things to do in life. You might not have actually got to the bits or got to the difficulty levels where you see shit. You know, and all you've got to go on is these reviews which apparently say that this is a god amongst football games. Well, it fucking isn't. It's a broken piece of shit. Right, and it's not the only thing that it's been doing. I mean, I've had my session of Master League for this team running a bit, and I've been, you know, trying to be light-hearted about it all. But this QP, I mean, I had a Manchester City game where we had 20% possession of the ball because Manchester City just kept the ball at the back. And we tried to get it, and we couldn't. And then they broke down the pitch, the game went in cheat mode, and they got 1 goal. And it's like, but I don't deserve to be a goal down, because, you know, I've tried really hard. Then we had to try and get the ball back. and the game cheated just so that they could have the ball again. Then we had to try and get the ball back. And right on the 46th minute, the game cheated and they got another goal. You know? It's like overriding your passes to give them the ball. Oh, look, just before half time. Well, I battered them in the second half. I fucking pummeled them. Right? As much I could when we had the ball. But we couldn't have the ball too much. We had to run around like headless fucking chickens trying to get the sodding ball. It was boring, it was painful, because every time we did, the game manipulated it back into their possession. How can you keep it when it's giving the ball back to you and it's overriding your passes? And Konami just forced us to sit through these things. Right, and it was very obvious to me that the result had been predetermined before I entered the match. This is what happens against this team because they're really good. No, cheating doesn't make a team good in PES. I have to say that. If a team cheats, it makes it a cheating fucking bastard. That's what it makes it. They shouldn't have to play against cheating teams. They shouldn't cheat. I can't cheat. No, apparently. And then I went into a Milton match against Milton Keynes Dons in the FA Cup. Obviously, Milton Keynes Dons aren't as good as football inside as Manchester City, but you wouldn't have fucking known it. One-touch passing and all that. I scored a goal, and directly straight after I scored that goal, Milton Keynes Dons were playing like fucking 70s Brazil. And they scored. I couldn't do anything about it. We couldn't touch them. It was just like that, and that happens. And then I had my work cut out to try and work my backside off to try and get another goal, which I did, and the game was cheating its backside off, and I put little clips of it together. Yeah, what is this shit, Konami? What the fucking hell did you do? And reviewers, aren't you ashamed of yourself? You're supposed to be, like, explaining to people what makes a good game, why it's good, what makes a bad game, why it's bad. You're supposed to be criticising it objectively. Where's the fucking objectivity in this? It's a fucking joke. So PES players, right? It's a call to PES players. Show the world how broken PES is, because this kind of shit has to stop. There has to be some industry standards about AI, and it has to start moving forward, because graphics might have moved forward, consoles might have got better, but AI is still stuck in the dark ages. I don't call it AI, I call it DI, dumb intelligence, because whoever thinks that this is intelligence in game programming must be fucking dumb. This sucks. It sucks balls, and it sucks balls big time. And the industry needs to sort its fucking self out, because this is just ripping people off and robbing us blind. This game's broken, and reviewers, you're robbing people blind. If you're a reviewer and you gave this a good reviews, all you're doing is robbing people blind, because they'll go, oh yeah, that got good reviews, I'll buy that. And if you don't believe me, watch Event Status's video. That is essential viewing. Right? I'm absolutely fucking. I mean, I'm gonna show you. I've just fucking lost the match. And I don't deserve to have lost that. So, there you go. Whistle's gone. What could I have done? Yeah, well done. Well done. Didn't you play well? Didn't you deserve that? Didn't you just? Cheating fuckers. Do I feel better for having a rant? No, I don't. Because it's all of the fucking time in this game. It's all of the fucking time. It's not a funny joke, this game, when you play it. You try and play your good football, and if the game allows you to, if it lets your inputs work, if it doesn't wrestle them away from you, if it doesn't blatantly stop you, if it doesn't kick the shit out of your players for 90 minutes, which it has a habit of doing if you've noticed, if it doesn't keep the ball for nearly 90 minutes and not let you anywhere near it, which it has a habit of doing, then you can try and play some football. PES is dead. I said it before. PES is dead. It's a broken fucking mess. And I really wish that people would stop saying, oh yeah, PES is back. PES is back. No, it fucking isn't.